team to watch.
Yeah,
We've got basketball at Oracle Arena, the home of the Warriors in Oakland, California. Live on 2K Sports. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. You look at the Hawks. They come in off a difficult stretch of home games, and a win here on the road would do a lot to get that confidence back.
And, you know, right now for Atlanta, they've remained right there kind of in the middle of the playoff race. But we're so used to seeing this team be at the top of the heap. They have to be a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, but the important thing for them is simply to get in, because at that point, they're contenders.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court right now for the Hawks, Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's Bazemore at the 3 slot. Here's Bazemore. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Up off the screen. He lays it in.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
Curry's shot is off. So it's the Hawks now. Their last encounter was in Atlanta.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, sloppy play sabotage. I mean, they'll have to be much more focused this time around.
Now Curry. After Kyle Korver missing on that last 3-pointer. And that one's good.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against Charlotte.
And I believe what that game came down to was their ability to really knock down those triples.
Yeah, I thought the work they did on the perimeter was excellent. It was just too much for that defense, or really any defense for that matter, to handle.
Teague dishes to Horford. Last season, we saw Al Horford rounding back into form. Good to see that after what had been his second season-ending pectoral muscle tear back in late 2013.
Exactly. I mean, the Hawks just had to bide their time while their best player was out. You saw once he returned, though, he makes a big difference for them.
The Atlanta shooting their first free throws of the game.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
No good on the second free throw. On defense, the Hawks. Thompson passes to Green. He feeds it to Curry. From deep. That's good. Curry's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And for me, Horford, one of the most unappreciated stars in the league. When he's healthy, he's every bit the franchise player because he really has no weakness. He does pretty much everything well on the floor.
Now here's Teague. He's coming off a 10-point game against Charlotte.
And Kevin, a remarkable night for him passing the basketball as well. He did a great job racking up the assist.
Now here's Curry. Jeff Teague unable to get his shot to go. Thompson with the bucket.
And Horford, I mean, this guy does it all on the floor. But for me, his leadership, that's one of those real intangibles. And he's unselfish, all about his teammates, and completely focused on winning. So when your best player has that commitment, it has to rub off on the other players. Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points. Curry
against Teague. And Thompson kicks to Barnes. Golden State moving it around. Here's Curry with the three. Rebound, Atlanta.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
The Warriors have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Pass to Thompson. Fires the three. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 3 assists now in this one.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. To the inside. Deflects the pass. They push it up 4 on 3. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And they're making sure on this one, even though it may not matter in the grand scheme, but the replay process is faster than ever. You know, why not?
Yeah, the replay center in Secaucus is providing the officials with the necessary footage to make the call. We're seeing what they're seeing with the best possible angles.
Well, the ruling is in, and the call stands. No basket, so no change, Clark, and the scoreboard as we end the quarter.
Smart decision to review the shot. That was indeed very close to being legitimate.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Warriors ahead. They lead by 3. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. The second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
They came out with the purpose of playing for one another, making the extra pass throughout that first quarter.
Guys, that is simply just good basketball. I mean, really good basketball. Total team effort out there.
They've got Iguodala, Anderson Varejao is out there with Maurice Spates. Then there's Barbosa, and it's Livingston in at the point guard. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter. There's a good screen. Scott kicks to Sefolosha. To the wing right side. 6 on the shot clock. Hardaway, that's a 2-pointer. That's short off the rim. Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of the great Tim Hardaway Sr., had a very good rookie season. However, last season, Clark, not the improvement that some were hoping to see on him.
Kevin, you knew the expectations were going to be high going forward, very high. But sometimes you step back before you move forward. He only shot 39% last season. Very low for a guy of his caliber.
And the shot is good. Sefolosha's got his first basket of the night.
Caught him off guard with that move. It definitely had the element of surprise. Nobody expected him to bust out a spin, but it worked beautifully that time.
In the corner, Iguodala with it. Fires for 3. Can't get it to go. So Atlanta will take it the other way.
And we were talking about Hardaway Jr., and he had a very good shot coming out of college, does a good job of freeing himself off screens, plays with good energy and intensity. For this young man, I believe the sky is the limit.
On the wing, it's Iguodala. Spates dishes to Varejao. Rebounded by Sefolosha.
You know, with Hardaway Jr., it's not my thing to compare guys to other players, but he could use a little bit of his dad's quickness and ball handling. Tim Sr. was one of the best in the league at getting his own shot and getting shots for others. If Tim Jr. can get half of that in his game, his star will rise.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here is Livingston. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Varejao down low. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Here's Scott. Varejao comes up with the rebound.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Here's Livingston. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
And for Varejao, his wild hair and frenetic style long ago earned him the nickname Wild Thing. I mean, diving for loose balls, taking charges, but that energy and enthusiasm may be unsurpassed really by any other player in our league.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Green, he's checked in for Spates. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Thompson, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. Back to Teague. Fires it up. Atlanta again missing. Well, Greg, you're talking about Varejao. He may play wild, but his production has backed it up. A few years ago, he averaged, Clark, over 14 rebounds a game.
Yeah, and you know, I don't think he plays that wild. I think he just looks wild. That hair flying all over the place, and he's giving up his body.
That's a
I don't
good
know
point,
if he's
yeah.
necessarily a wild player as much as he just looks and appears to be everywhere at all times.
Millsap a screen on Curry. Teague the pass to Millsap. Back to Teague. Shoots. That doesn't go in either for Teague.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage even though it was all over.
Curry's shot is good.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Well, that was a dynamic two-hand dunk there.
Right in the face of the defender.
Just tough and gritty with the elevation.
The Hawks shooting their third free throw attempt of the game. Thompson. And that's not going to go. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Warriors lead by...
Guys, I'm here with Stephen Curry. And Steph, Coach made a point of stating how important the physical presence would be in this game. How important is that going to be for the team in the second half?
That's a big deal. I mean, just being physical and, make the right plays, and then hopefully put ourselves in good position to win.
You've got to match that opponent's intensity, Steph. Thanks for the time.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, you expect the home team to take care of business, and they have. They didn't play flawlessly, but they held their own. Now we get to see the true test in the second half.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
Where was the sense of urgency? We all know they're capable of playing better, and no one wants to give up a ridiculous high shooting percentage. They need a little attitude adjustment in the second half, or this game will get away from them.
All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second half of our game. Kevin Harlan ready with the call.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
You know, Curry is playing extremely well.
9 points, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
And he's conscious, I think, Clark, of good ball movement. It needs to be a part of their game plan throughout.
On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague and Korver are the guards, and it's Bazemore at the 3 slot.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
Here's Bogut, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. And the Warriors lead by 2. Atlanta's shooting around 60% on the night. Amazing work offensively so far.
And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
Here's Bogut, and there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And stolen by Barnes. Green kicks to Curry. Golden State moving the ball around. Here's Bazemore, covered by Bogut. Bazemore dishes to Teague. Millsap left side. They get it back. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Some changes for Golden State. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Bogut. And it's Iguodala in for Barnes. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Schroeder's checked in. That's good. Thompson's got the lead up to 5 now for the Warriors. And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself up. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Now it's a 7-point Warrior lead. Schroeder passes to Horford. No good off the back of the rim.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Curry's shot is good.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
And guys, you talk about ascendant stars in the NBA, none brighter than Steph Curry, the leading vote getter for the All-Star game a season ago. But what I love, he doesn't let it go to his head. I mean, he remains grounded and focused on winning.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for the Warriors. Livingston comes in for Curry, and the Hawks will go for a different look here. Muscala, he's checked in for Horford. Mike Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Thabo Sefolosha is checked in for Kent Bazemore. Hardaway is subbed in for Kyle Korver. Here's Scott. They can't stop the run with that one. What I like, though, about Stephen Curry also is his demeanor, Clark. He cheers on his teammates, keeps his head up through adversity. He does it all.
Yeah, he's pretty much unflappable. He's level-headed, and he puts his teammates first. That's what makes him a championship-caliber superstar.
Muscala gets the bucket. Here is Livingston. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And how about Shaun Livingston? Just a terrific comeback story. Of course, he suffered that famous knee injury, one of the worst I've ever seen, and he has willed himself back to become a valuable player in this league.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Livingston signed a nice 3-year deal with the Warriors, helped their bench. Great fit for that team.
No question, a rare package at 6'7", who's a true point guard and extremely versatile defensively. He can play alongside Steph Curry, handling the ball or off it, and easy to see why the Dubs were happy to get him.
The Warriors making a switch here. Spates is checked in.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Schroeder kicks to Scott. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Muscala. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Hardaway. Muscala's got 4 points this quarter.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
Here's Livingston, and he gets it to go. Livingston's got the lead up to 9 now for the Warriors.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Schroeder gets the three-pointer to fall.
Yeah, perfect release that time. I mean, I thought it might get blocked, but no.
Yeah, he was giving up a lot of size in that particular matchup, but showed the excellent ability to get off that shot despite the disadvantage.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Warriors leading by 6. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Iguodala out there with Bogut, and it's Barnes in at the small forward position. That's the Warriors' 5. Atlanta's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Bazemore for 3. It's rebounded by Golden State. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. On its way from Curry for 2. Now that is his 7th field goal in 10 tries. He's shooting a very good 70%.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Curry against T. The feed to Horford. 6 to shoot. Near the three-point line, it's Millsap. Barnes grabs the miss. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, it makes it tough for the defense to chase that ball around when it moves that crisply all over the court.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Dishes it to Curry. Back to Barnes. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Thompson from long range, and he gets it to go. And now an 11-point Warrior lead.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Atlanta calls timeout. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his points.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team. He said, listen, fellas, I know you're tired, but we can't coast. We've got to go harder. The win's in sight. We've got to power through it and go get it. Guys, pretty inspirational stuff.
No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. They get Andre Iguodala.
Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability. Good game for Horford. He has 11 points, and he has 1 steal to his credit as well.
And Clark, he's just done a great job defensively. That 1 steal doesn't tell the whole story.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Outside Curry. Baseline try. That's good on the jump shot. Curry's got 4 this quarter.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
As simple as it gets. He's hitting everything he's looked at. Keep feeding the fire.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
Iguodala outside. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. Rebounded by Korver. The Hawks trail by 8. Teague drives in to the middle. That's good from Horford on the assist by Teague. And that's 15 points for Al Horford.
Nice pass that time. What excellent vision by Jeff Teague out there.
Iguodala outside. On the wing, Thompson. Guarded by Korver. That drops.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Atlanta calls timeout. They're losing by 8. We've got 1:13 left to play in the final quarter. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Teague. Here's Schroeder. Here's Horford. The stupendous finish in traffic.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Curry, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on Horford.
At the line of the Warriors, Stephen Curry. He has 2.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. Atlanta calls timeout. They're down by 8. And 1:01 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Schroeder. He's covered by Thompson. Bazemore. And it's sent back by Bogut. But they recover it. That one goes. Count it.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Curry kicks to Bogut. They kick it out to Green. Outside Curry. With the shot. Bullseye. And the Warriors lead by 8.
And with that basket, you'd have to think this lead is secure.
I'm almost ready to go there with you, partner. Not quite. I'm hanging around at that 98% mark, so it's just about done, but I need a little more evidence to close the book on it.
Stephen Curry at the line for 2.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Schroeder passes to Horford, takes it from 10, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That'll be his second foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor nicely up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. .24 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Pass to Corp. Millsap's against Green, and that one's good. Millsap. It's Curry with the drive, and that one's good.
It's basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
Feeds it to Bazemore. Cranes it from downtown. And here's Bogut. Can't get it to fall. So we see the Warriors get the win here. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, and they got pushed down the stretch, but they did what they needed to do and held their ground when it mattered most and got the W.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. You were able to really help out your team on the offensive end. What enabled such a big night of productivity for you?
Well, I'm just used to the pace of the game by now, and my teammates do a good job of finding me when I'm open, so all credit goes to them. I just catch and fire when I'm open.
Thank you, Klay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Doris, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we send you now over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry. He had an outstanding fourth quarter where he really shined, pouring it on heavy down the stretch. And Kenny, you had some words earlier while the game was going on. What do you think?
I will say this about Steph Curry. There is no player in the league more capable of single-handedly taking over a ball game than he is. What I mean is, Steph Curry's hot. Is hotter than anyone else is hot. He can beat you with his feet, his mind, his shot. The only thing you can be sure of is that he will beat you.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.